Hey, we're in the backyard again cooking with Dean, and today we're going to do chicken and pizza on the Blackstone. So the chicken, it takes a while because I've got bone-in breast chicken, and there's a big difference between those skinless boneless breasts you get at the store, which are split, than a whole breast chicken. It is just amazing. What we've got here is a whole chicken breast bone-in, and this is lemon pepper seasoning. Underneath, you'll find a really interesting sliced wedge of white onion. I love onion flavor, but I hate onions, so I'm going to stick them below. Anyway, that's lemon pepper seasoning with mayonnaise. Pretty simple. Over here, we've got a honey and bourbon barbecue. So this is Cookin maple honey. And I put a little of this honey butt rub on there as well. It's good on anything, they say. And then on this third one, I got us some tequila lime seasoning from Blackstone, and it is good stuff. These breasts are going to take a good solid hour to cook on a very, very, very low simmer, which is what I want, slow and low. I'm going to keep the griddle hot all day today, and then a little bit later I'm going to take a pizza that I've made out of Publix dough and some pizza sauce and some mozzarella and some salami. Should be delicious. Anyway, have a little fun today, grilling with chicken and pizza. The fun begins. This is a pizza dough that came folded in four and wrapped up in this piece of plastic. So it was just basically like a quarter of a pie folded up. It really was already rolled out into a nice circle. And it was probably about 14 inches. And all I did was have to press it out a little bit and then just toss it a little bit around my hands. I didn't put it in the air, but just stretch it a little bit. I laid it down. Now underneath here, I've got a couple of things. First of all, I did that with some regular flour. And then I put what's called semolina down. The semolina is very hard to find, so I'll get that for you and show you what it is. Semolina flour. Be careful because there's flour and then there's this particular grain of flour. I don't know what sets it apart. Number one, durum wheat. That may be what you need. Number one, durum wheat. Because a thinner flour would be just like regular flour, but this is really like sand. You'll see this stuff when you go to Mellow Mushroom and maybe like a Blaze Pizza, places where they do the fast-fired pizzas. They put that on the plate and it keeps it from burning or sticking. It's really nice stuff. So semolina is what you want. What I've got here is some salami, and I'm going to lay that actually on the griddle, both sides, and get it to cook first. Then I'm going to lay it on top of my mozzarella and my sauce. I have homemade sauce that I've made. My spaghetti sauce gets cooked with meatballs and sausage, so it tastes so delicious. It cooks a long, long time. So this isn't pizza sauce you can buy at the store, and I just keep some of that, freeze it up, and keep it for pizzas. So it's a secret. It is truly the secret sauce in my pizza. So it's going to be awesome, but I'll be laying that out nice and thick on this pizza. Then a nice heavy dose of mozzarella, and I'm going to have some oregano, garlic salt, pepper, a little bit of regular salt, and not over spicing this thing, because I think it's important to let the cheese stand alone, if you get it. Anyway, going to be delicious, and that's going to sit in the Blackstone, and I'm going to try to get the temperature back up to around 350. Right now I've got it nice and low, cooking those chickens. I'm going to let this sit for a while. Probably somewhere around 4 o'clock I'll come back out, put this in there, and take a look at the chicken, see if it's done or if it needs to rest for a little while. But it's cooking for it's going to be cooking for about an hour. Then I'm going to take the Blackstone over and put the pizza in and see what I can do with it. All with hopes to serve dinner about 5 o'clock. I'm trying new stuff, so I'm doing it early and taking my time. Okay, here's the party. So we've got some garlic salt, some oregano, and some red pepper. We've also got the salami, which is going to be awesome. And here is the pizza pie before she gets all ready to get dressed. So mozzarella is on its way from Janet. I'm going to add my spices ahead of time. I'm going to go out and pre-grill the salami to make it crispy. So when I lay it on top of the mozzarella and bake it, it's going to have a partial crispness to it already. I like my mozzarella. I love my pepperoni to be crispy. I like my salami to be crispy. It should be delicious. So just a little bit of glaze on it before I put it on the pie should be pretty awesome. You'll see it when I get it on there. Okay, so what I'm doing now, like I said, is just going to get a quick glaze or a sizzle on the salami. This is my pizza area right here. And these are just a couple extra ones to have fun with. Feeding the people around the house while they're waiting for their pizza. So, I just want to see it looks like none of you people know what I'm talking about in the South, but it's like you cook pork roll. Yes, you Taylor hammers out there, it's called pork roll, but you just slide it right over once it starts to get a little bubble of air under it. You've got it glazed. Boom. Boom, like that. Like that. All you need is a little air bubble to know that you got, see it? Look at that pretty little sizzle on there. That's what you want. And then the other side gets done the same way. The griddle's so good for this. I mean, I just love it. It's really cool. Right next to my chicken breast going on. Like that. I'm just going to give this a minute or so to make itself look like it's been cooked a little bit. Remember, it's going to cook on top of the pizza as well. That's pretty cool. I don't know what you guys do with pizza or how you like it, but this is my little twist. Ain't nothing much, but you might find it tasty to try it. One thing I like is pizza crust. Some people hate it, they throw it away, and that's okay. You're entitled. But I love a pizza crust, so I like to make mine just a little bigger than the dish and roll a little actual intentional pizza crust right in there after I sauce it up. I also don't like when my pizza sauce runs short and you only have a little bit somewhere in the center, or there's a streak. You can have a little streak like that, but nothing too much where it's dry somewhere. So I love making homemade pizza because I get to have it exactly the way I like it. Not saying that it isn't amazing at places like Jaboni's or even Sbarro's at the mall, or Blue Coast, is it? No, South Coast Pizza in Knoxville. That's delicious stuff. There's a lot of great pizza places that I substitute for what I'm used to when I get to Jersey, because there's amazing pizza in Jersey. But anyway, there you go. I'm going to put some cheese on next, and I'm going to put a little olive oil around the edge here as well to give it some color when it cooks. Another thing I hate to see is when you go to a pizza place and they brush on butter. Ugh, that's not great. Just butter doesn't belong on pizza. And there's a lot of people that like pineapple and other weird things. This is pizza, and it is the way it should be. You're welcome to comment. Anyway, there's my olive oil. I'll put a little more garlic, salt, pepper, and maybe even some Parmesan if I get my hands on it, and make it look a little prettier yet, but that will taste delicious. Okay, welcome to the vision I had. Whole breast chicken, bone in, and a lovely homemade pizza. I have no idea how this is going to happen. I'm going to spin this pizza every 5 minutes or so. I've got the center off for right now because it's about an hour from dinner time, and I think this pizza is going to cook very, very quickly. But I keep having a problem with my burners getting blown out when I have the flame too low. So I'm going to crank them down to where I can see them well, but not quite all the way down. And I'm trying to keep the temperature in the inside around 250. I think it's going to climb higher there. There's that. Look at that pepperoni, or I should salami, really. The salami that I griddle, how colorful it looks. There's your Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to let this go and see what it looks like every 5 to 10 minutes and go from there. Everything. The chicken needs some time to cook yet, so it may be that I'll pull this pizza in and out a couple of times because I don't want it to be overdone. I like it to finish when we finish the chicken. Okay, this is cool. So right now we're only at about 200 degrees, which is what I'm looking to do, only because I want to stretch this out for quite a while yet. The chicken is not getting burned, and I've got it sitting up on an onion so that the bottom, even the bone, part of the bone-in chicken, is actually resting on the onion, just letting my chicken bake real nicely at a nice low temperature. Cheese has already begun to melt on the pizza. She's already begun to melt on the pizza, and it's looking pretty good. So I just want to let it go for a little while like this, since I've got a slow day to not beat this thing up. Let's see if the bottom, yes, that's very, very soft yet. When that becomes hard on the bottom, I'll want to come along with my very cool pizza shaped spatula and start lifting up the edges and go around it, make sure that doesn't stick. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm back at it. Look at that. I've got the heat up now a little bit higher on this one. We've got about 250 degrees under the hood when the hood is closed. The pizza is still very light and very soft. And these are getting done pretty well, so I just recently turned the heat down on them to where this has got a glimmer of heat because I've got about, I don't know, 25 minutes left of cooking time for everything. This pizza-shaped griddle flipper is awesome. So I'm going to lay under it and just kind of spin it around. Make sure that it stays unstuck to the pan. And it's doing a really good job of that. So I'm going to leave it alone. Turn a little bit. I'm going to have a high heat zone right over here. So I'm going to come back and change this every couple minutes. Just keep spinning it around. But this is looking pretty cool. Hood closed. When I come back, this should probably be sitting somewhere around 300 degrees, I'm guessing. I can't stand away. So about 275 right now. But, oh man, look, we're getting pizza. And that is definitely where it needs to be. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut this heat off over here. These are probably done. I need to go get me a knife and check on them breasts. But the chicken is not my concern. I want to get that pizza done now. Starting to harden up, but it's not really, the dough is not where I want to be yet. So we're going to bake this pizza now. So we're going to get it up to 350. Let's check these breasts and see if they're looking good or not. And we'll go from there. Okay, so the chicken breasts look just amazing. Moist and delicious with the flavors that I put on them. I got sizzling onions on the other side. Oh my goodness, I love it. And the plan comes together. So now, what I'm going to do is just put one burner up, full blast, and that's going to be this burner where there's nothing cooking on it. You take a look under there now, you might be able to see it. And we're going to have that heat right where it needs to be. So it's going to be very close to this edge. And I'm going to need to turn this pizza every so often. If you ever look at a brick oven pizza, it's pretty common that they've got the heat in the back of the oven. Same idea. I'm going to put it in one heat zone and just keep turning. I'll have this up. That's going to just stay nice and warm and sizzle and finish off because the cast iron is still very, very hot. We'll get this up to about, again, with one burner cooking pretty high, going to be probably 300 degrees. But it doesn't really have to be. You just, you know, in fact, I may kick that one and put the second burner low. Let's take a look inside. I can see a burner there. I can see a burner there. Let's kick that up a little notch right there. And we'll get to 300. I'd like to bake it a little bit and keep turning this just every few minutes. I think I'm going to wait to show you the next video until it's a finished product. Gotta check this out. That's gonna be delicious. I guess you can make great pizza on a Blackstone. I feel like I'm coming down the home stretch with this pizza. So I've taken the two burners, put them on almost sear. You can see a good flame under them both. And a lot of bubbling going on. This is not firm in the parts where I rolled it over. The base is firm, the pie's staying together real nice, but I want to get a nice, good cook on that. So I'm going to try to walk away. Can't help it. I love to babysit this stuff. All right, I decided to get the chicken off the griddle and put two burners up full on. Two burners up a little bit. I want to get this thing cooking. Full on. Got a little wind out there, so they're not, can't keep them too light. The wind will just blow them right out again. Let's get this temperature up. Already up to 250. I've got to get it up there quick. That heat will do it. You don't realize how fast under this hood gets to be on a Blackstone. Even though you're not with direct heat, that cast iron gets hot fast. And it builds a lot of heat under the hood. Time it quickly now. If I could just get to about 350 for maybe about 10 minutes, I think I have a real nice bake on that crust. I'm gonna try. Walk away. Dinner is served. Tequila lime, honey maple bourbon, and lemon pepper chicken. And there is the pizza from the Blackstone, exclusively cooked on the Blackstone. Nice and crispy and looking good. Can't wait to taste that one.